What's up, everyone? This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't base anything I say off these videos. I'm just doing it for pure entertainment purposes only. So going forward, right now we're looking at 1 to 2 different scenarios here for AMC. If it doesn't stop going up, I think it's going to continue to rip up. But I have more of a feeling and just looking at things that it's due to have a pullback soon. I don't know if that's today. Where are we at? Today's Thursday. Probably today or tomorrow. Maybe Friday. Yeah, probably Friday. Maybe today. Probably have a little pullback. Maintain a little higher low than we had last time. And I think it'll probably matriculate itself up slowly but surely. Up a little higher, a little higher. Now, that's just my opinion based off of what I see. The other thing is it could steadily just increase until it causes a squeeze. That would be the best case scenario. But I just don't know. I guess maybe I'm hardened and numb from this play to where I don't really think that's going to happen. I'll tell you this, whenever it does squeeze, I'll be shocked no matter what the scenario is. Even if it's exactly how it looks like it should be on the charts and it squeezes, then I'll be shocked, because there's been a dozen times in the last 3 years where it looked like it's primed for the squeeze and it doesn't go because of whatever reason. So I do think that right now you also got to take into consideration that there could be possibility for if it slowly keeps climbing up the next couple weeks and it doesn't just skyrocket up, you're probably looking at around a $10 mark where you might see dilution, and it shouldn't shock anyone, and that'll buzz it back down probably to 8, 7 if that happens. So just my opinion, thoughts on what could happen. I'm just going through scenarios in my head as I speak, basically. But yeah, I think the slow matriculating up, slowly but surely, like it's been doing, if it were to do that for a few more days, it wouldn't be able to be maintained. It would squeeze, in my opinion, at least a gamma squeeze up to like 20, something like that. But, obviously people like me that are in this play aren't looking for a 2030 share price. We're looking at for, what we believe, or I believe, would be shorts closing their position and covering their naked shorts and blah blah blah, etc., etc. So for me, a sell point for me is nothing under a couple hundred. I would definitely reevaluate a scenario or situation if it hits 80, 100, 120, 130, but I definitely am not here for, I haven't put this much time and money and effort into my research for a couple $100,000 for what my shares should be worth. I'm not talking about per share. I'm talking about what I come out with. I should be, if I'm at 1,000 shares, then I should be ideally selling for 1,000 a share. So we'll see. Hold on, let me grab my coffee real quick. Anyways, like I was saying, I think if I had 1,000 shares and I sold for 1,000 per share, that's where I'm kind of wanting to be at. But the way this thing's going, I'll probably wind up at like 4,000 or 5,000 shares and selling at 300 or 400. Who knows? And like I said, if the squeeze potential gets totally squeezed out of this play, no pun intended, then I would hold it long term and have that many shares, and then I would consider 50, 60, 70 bucks. But that's something that I don't really have in my it's in the back of my head, I guess. It's something that you plan for, but I'm not really, in my heart of hearts and my feeling, my instinct, my opinion, I think this thing will and should or will be up in the hundreds at least when it squeezes. 1,000 is pushing it. It really, if you believe what I believe, and I've gone through all these synthetic, but yeah, if you've gone through the scenarios, sorry, I had to grab my coffee. You've gone through the scenarios and stuff like that, like I have, then I do believe that, thousands and thousands of dollars per share is realistic for what it should be, but not realistic for what it can be. I don't think the economy, I don't think the stock market, I don't think government, I don't think anyone would allow that to happen. Now, I do think that I think that it's possible you could get up to $1,500 to $3,000 per share. But I think it's going to be hard to sell. I think it's going to be impossible to buy at that point. I don't know if anyone else is in, like, I was in a small portion of a squeeze in, what was it? HKD? I don't even remember the name of the stock. It was a while back, but that was one that was like, I remember talking about it, and people were like, you're fucking crazy, that thing, it never squeezed, and then it squeezed, and it hit like 1,600, something like that, maybe more. I got out around like 13 or 1,400, I believe. And when I sold, I decided, you know what, I'm going to put like a very small portion back in, like $100, and I decided to buy it, and the wheel just spun and spun and spun for 24 hours. It would just not let you buy in. So that's going to be the case here with AMC. I believe when it does squeeze, people are not going to be able to get back in. They're going to want in, or people that think we're crazy, they're like, oh shit, let's buy in. And I think that's going to happen much sooner than the $1,500 mark for that. So, you know, that's why I don't get rid of my shares. A lot of people are like, why don't you just sell and buy back in when it's low and da-da-da-da-da, because for me, I just don't know when it's going to take off, and I don't want to be looking from the outside looking in, you know, like, so I feel like I got my ticket. I got my ship's ready to fly, man. So once it does take off, monitor it day by day, but I do think that 1,500 to 3,000 is possible. Will it reach that? I don't know. I don't really have brackets or anything right now like we did before, like I thought of having, you know, previously. Now things have changed. Things are different. The way the market's set up, it seems to be very favorable for the other side, not the retail investors. So that doesn't mean you look at it this way. You know, you go to a like an NFL game, a football game, any game, college, high school, anything. There's always an underdog, but every once in a while that underdog gets a win, and this to me is that scenario. This is where the underdog gets the win. This is where the team that was 0-8 is playing the team that's 8-0 and gets the dub because they're being overlooked. Right now, we're not as overlooked as we were. You know, you look at GME, they were definitely like idiots. Now they take us a little more serious, but they try to play us off like idiots. But we're really not. I mean, people will call me uneducated because I didn't go to school and da-da-da-da and this and that, but it all depends on how you look at it. You know, I make more money than a lot of people that spent 5 years in college and educating themselves, and they're paying back student loans, and you know, if that's smart, then hey, go ahead and be smart. But I'm over here running a business, several businesses, with no high school education. So if that's what it takes to be educated, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making money, I'm independent, I'm self-made, and the stock market is just another form that I'm making money on. So, and that's what it's there for. The stock market is made for this. You know, it's for people like me and you and big companies, whoever, to invest in companies we like. We want to help that company out. We want to see it thrive and succeed. I don't want to see AMC and theaters go down. It's a part of my fabric, a part of America's fabric, part of our history. Theaters growing up, like, that was my favorite thing to do as a kid. Go to a movie and, you know, enjoy it. Have a soda, a popcorn, a candy, get lost in the moment for a couple hours. So that's why I love the stock, I love the company, and I'm going to continue to support it and continue to buy the shares when I can. And if it squeezes, I'm going to cash out my squeeze money, and I'm going to put some back in, just because that's just who I am. So you can do what you want, but that's my opinion. Have a good day, be blessed, and let's get rich soon. Peace.